Yeah.
It's George.
It's Elaine.
Come on up.
Hey, Vinny, listen to...
I never heard anything like this in my life. Listen to this.
This is exciting! This is exciting! Huh? Did I miss anything already?
Kramer, get in!
Where's the crazy man?
Hey, sit down. Come on, it's about to start.
Okay,
Let's go.
here we are.
Right now.
Let's do it.
You and me.
Okay,
All right.
what do you got?
I got Welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
That's beautiful. I'm Matt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Should we just do this thing?
Let's jump right in.
All right, what are we discussing today, Vinny?
The Cheever Letters, the 8th episode of Season 4, written by Larry David, Elaine Pope, and Tom Leopold. Teleplay by Larry David and directed by Tom Sharonis. Airing October 28th, 1992.
Hey, Elaine Pope. That name sounds pretty familiar.
She won a Primetime Emmy for her co-writing with Larry Charles in The Fix-Up.
That's right. And I
For
think,
outstanding individual achievement in writing in a comedy series.
didn't she also do The Truth?
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think she was affiliated with that one too. It's kind of sad. This is the last Elaine Pope episode
Aw,
of
that is sad.
Seinfeld. A little sad, but kind of cool that we have a teleplay episode by Larry David as opposed to purely written by Larry David.
Now, can you explain that? Because I still don't know what that is. What's a teleplay?
So the difference between a story and a teleplay is the story is the idea behind it all, coming up
The
with
germ.
the germ and sort of, Kramer has this subplot, Elaine has this subplot, a few jokes, but the person who actually writes it out, who actually types out the dialogue and the scene direction and all that, that is the person who is credited with the teleplay. Now, if you did
Larry David.
there you go. If you did the story and the teleplay, you would just get a written by credit.
Does that mean every episode has a teleplay? It's just most times it's written and teleplayed by person?
Yes. So a teleplay would be for television shows. So the Twilight Zone, which I bring up a lot here, Rod Serling often was credited with, who's the creator of the Twilight Zone, was credited with a teleplay if it was a story based on a Richard Matheson short story. You know what I mean? He adapted it for TV.
Yeah, I just learned something.
There you go. There you go, monkey boy.
All right.
Have we done that on the show before?
Probably.
Okay.
That's okay. Keep doing it.
The monkey boy line. I love that one. You got a nickname for me. I think you call me Fatso on many occasions.
Yeah, I think it's also, I think I also call you. That's for me and you.
Yes. It was, you said much filthier thing. Anyways, Tom Leopold, another writer who helped with a story this episode. He was affiliated with the cafe, right? I think he wrote that one.
Yes.
Or at least he had the idea of the Dream Cafe and Babu Bot. But he was dating a girl at the time. They were getting a little, naughty verbally.
Risky business?
Yeah, he went a little too far. She tensed up and had assumingly the same look that Sandra had when Jerry drops that line. Just, what?
Now, do we know what line Tom said to her?
We don't. Now, it might be...
If, in fact, there was a line.
Yeah, if there was just that perfect line or if he just couldn't keep up. But that panty line, if he said that in real life, I still to this day have no idea what that line means.
Nor do I.
Yeah, I'm sure it gets some people off, but for me personally, I don't understand it.
Sickies.
So, of course, Tom Leopold pulling from his real life. The only other bit of trivia that I have here is just going to one of our favorites, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, about that infamous ending here. And on the DVDs, which Vinny and I watch at home, she has a great little soundbite here that I wanted to play.
I remember that the last scene in the Cheever Letters when I get to reveal the fact that I have known what Jerry said throughout the whole time, but no one's known that I've known. It was like being a magician with a huge monster toucan stuck up my sleeve. That's what it felt like. Every every time I got to deliver that line and then shut the door as a beautiful sort of punctuation, the audience flipped out. I will never forget that moment. It was so exciting. And then to close the door and just go like this behind the door and everyone's screaming. It was such fun. It was such a fun secret to keep. That was a great blow. That's a great example of no one ever being ahead of the story. No one was ever ahead of our stories. At least I wasn't.
I feel like we're spoiling the ending, by talking about it, but I think most people remember this one.
Should we preface spoilers with this episode?
Yeah.
Make sure you watch the episode before listening.
Of course. But wouldn't you say, Vinny, this is one of the greatest endings? Like, this episode, for all of the wonderful jokes in it, is known for this ending?
I think of this one. I think of the marine biologist ending. And is there a third one?
I didn't think about it that much, but the marine biologist is sort of that close second for just the audience going nuts on that final line.
She was just so ecstatic and just giddy with the raucous crowd and the roar that she heard coming from the other side of the door.
Oh, yeah. And I think she said something, she had her fists clenched. She was so excited.
She does that when she's trying to keep herself from laughing as well. You'll see her in her scenes with Jerry Stiller. She's always grasping at her, digging her nails into her hand to prevent from cracking.
Yeah, it's a good technique. But we don't have that much trivia, so let's just get into the episode.
I don't think people think of their office as a workplace. I think they think of it as a stationery store with Danish. You know what I mean? You want to get your pastry, your envelopes, your supplies, your toilet paper, 6 cups of coffee, and you go home. Why do people that work in offices have pictures of their family on their desk facing them? Do they forget that they're married? Do they go, all right, 5 o'clock, time to hit the bars and pick up some hookers. Hold it a second. I got a wife and 3 kids. I better get home. Completely forgot.
The line that sticks out to me here is let's hit the bars and pick up some hookers. Which that's kind of, I think, walking a line with Jerry, right?
Oh,
I don't know.
It's a nightclub. I can say hookers.
Yeah, and that image of the businessman married with kids, the pictures facing him, forgetting, wanting to go pick up hookers, just very, very funny to me.
Oh, sure. That issue of photos, on your desk.
Yeah.
Is that from something where, like a movie or TV show where the person has the photos facing outward? I think that's in It's Always Sunny, isn't it? Where he doesn't even have his wife facing him.
Right, because, that's the lawyer that they always give a hard time to.
And of course, I love, with this stand-up, I just love the last line where he's like, I got a wife and 3 kids at home. I better get home. I completely forgot.
That pitch. He hit it.
The pitch. He hits that a lot this episode. First scene of the episode, we're in Jerry's apartment. Jerry and George enter. Turns out George and Susan are getting together with her parents tonight for the first time, Vinny. I think this is the first appearance of the Rosses.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one. So they have to tell Mr. Ross that the cabin burned down, which he's not looking forward to. And of course, instead of the nice guy Jerry, we're getting the I'm going to make fun of my friends Jerry, and he rips on him a little bit. We
get a whole sequence of events leading up to how the cabin burned down and how comical it is.
It's nice. It's a recap and making fun of your friends.
Here's what happened last week on Seinfeld, in case you missed it.
Well, it's ironic. Mr. Ross gives George Cubans, who gives them to Kramer, who then burns the cabin down. The cabin down.
Let's burn this Kramer down.
It's very comedic. There's this interesting thing going on this episode. I wanted to mention it here about comedy and people not laughing. Elaine mentions that to Sandra later, sometimes comedians, they don't laugh.
Right.
The whole thing with Mr. Ross not laughing at George's jokes, which, I don't know. We can talk about it when we get to it, but it's a weird through line that never really made a lot of sense to me. I don't understand why they keep bringing it up.
It's probably a recurring thing among comedians is to be hurling out these jokes and just people don't laugh. It also comes in the opposite, the girl that doesn't laugh. So it's a recurring theme I would imagine, among comedians.
And 99% of our listeners. Ha ha. There's a little bit of, not justification, but, trying to make George feel better about burning the cabin down, where it's like, oh, what's the worst Mr. Ross could do? So you burn a cabin down.
Come on, it's not even a house. It's like a cabin.
Yeah, we could build a cabin like that.
Well, maybe not us, but two men could.
Yes.
And I love Jerry's. He doesn't assume any false confidence about them. He knows the type of guys they are. They're not the types that could build a cabin.
We're children. We're not men.
No, we are not.
And here we get the return of the pilot subplot, which it has a presence this entire season, but we don't really get scenes like this each episode where they're literally writing it or trying to write it. Mm-hmm. Jerry and George have been putting off writing for a long time, I guess, and they bought some spiral notebooks. They got some Bics.
George has a problem with the Bics. He likes a rolling writer. They're very nice.
Which reminded me a lot of Jerry. Either we've talked about this on the show, Seincast, or we just posted it on like Facebook, where he has a photo, Jerry does, of an empty Bic pen that he used all the ink from.
And it's like
that.
I did it, right?
Yeah.
I finally used one.
An entire Bic pen.
No, he's also got a bit about pens, how you can never have one. You find like one under the fridge, but that's not enough. Where are all these pens going? You know? And then it's embarrassing when you have to ask somebody, do you have a pen?
I'm trying to like have not a literal fanny pack, but enough items that would fit in a fanny pack on me at all times. Pen, like Larry David, pen, mint, anything
tissue.
for the breath, and a tissue. Mm-hmm. This is a little, maybe too much, but I'm starting to carry floss around with me. Oh. Just because when I go to eat, I'm getting a lot of...
But then when you pick your hand out of your pocket, it's going to be dangling. That's where it's all going to go wrong.
Which is funny because my parents were visiting this past week, and I wanted to tell you, we had many moments arguing over who pays for gas and meals.
Matt, don't start up with me.
Wasn't that funny, but there were plenty of moments where we were like fighting with each other, like to put money out. Mm-hmm. But I ate an apple, and I was going to see Liz's parents, and I was, I needed floss. My mom had this little cool device. It's a little like pouch. You would have like a wet nap in, and you tear it in half, and there's floss inside, and you use the opposite ends, to hold on to. And my mom was like, "Oh, you could reuse it. Like you don't even need to throw it out." And I'm like, "I don't know if I'm going to reuse it." She's like, "Hang on to it." Which is kind of gross, but I put it in my pocket. And then later, no joke, when I pulled out my keys,
there it is.
Yeah, floss dangling. Okay, let's get back on track. Sorry. So the gang decides to sit down to write the pilot, and I just love this reoccurring joke.
NBC pilot, Seinfeld project, Act 1, Scene A.
So you're going to sit there?
Let me explain to you one of the key elements involved in the writing process. Because it may seem outwardly that the pen and the paper and the chair play a large role, but they're all somewhat incidental to the actual using of the brain. Okay, so just park yourself. All right, Act 1, Scene A.
Drink?
No drink.
All right, here we go.
Act 1, Scene A.
Weren't you supposed to call Elaine?
Yes. Hi, is Elaine there? Oh, hi, Sandra. Yeah, I can hold. Every time I call, I got to chit-chat with her assistant for like 20 minutes. Oh, hi, Sandra. Listen, I'm at a payphone. There's a lot of people waiting to use it here. I'll be off in a minute. Yeah, could you just put me through to Elaine? Okay, thanks. Are you thinking of ideas?
One thing I take away from that clip is it's very much in George's character to complain about the pens, the seating arrangement. He's offering Jerry something to drink. Then he reminds him to call Elaine because he's trying at all costs to get out of writing this pilot script. And in fact, there was additional line about spiral notebooks and how there's a hook at the end of the spiral. It's very dangerous. You could kill yourself on this. So it's very much in George's character to put off this thing that he doesn't want to do.
Oh, yeah, to just totally procrastinate. I think most writers could probably relate to this.
Which is funny because Jerry is known for, he believes in writing every day. So I find it hard to, because we know a little bit about Jerry real life, that the character Jerry would be the procrastinator. But again, Jerry hitched his wagon to George's star.
We can never get that right. It's so hard.
Oh God.
I did the same thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like this though. It's something that even if you aren't a writer though, I'm sure you can relate to, whether you're studying to become a pharmacist or I'm whatever it is I do.
Yep.
Well, Jerry finally gets through to Elaine and he complains about how Sandra bends his ear for 20 minutes, and she's like, "Okay, I'll talk to her," but she's doing something at her desk. What is that?
The rubber pencil gag, which I don't get.
You never did that as a kid?
No, you just wiggle your hand and it looks like a rubber pencil.
Yeah,
is that it? That's
I remember
the whole thing.
One of my sisters taught me that when I was a kid. She's like, "You can make." Vinny's doing it right now. Instead of going just up and down, kind of like rock your hand like a wave.
I feel like the pencil's got to be longer.
You're,
I'm done.
To see this image of Vinny just shaking his hand up and down, I like
just
that.
going up and down.
You could probably do it with a drumstick.
All right.
Okay, not a turkey drumstick, like a drumstick.
Are we going to the Renaissance Fair here? What's going on?
Little Kramer wing waving to you.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. So they get back to writing, and this is when they really crack the story here. George comes in.
Okay, how about this? I'm in my apartment. You come in.
Beautiful.
And now, as an audience member or fan of the show, it seems so simple. Like, George would come in and he'd start complaining about the last date he went on, right? Mm-hmm. As if this show, Jerry, would write itself. Come on, George, that's a show right there. Your last date with Susan. Talk about that. And yet they're scrounging for ideas.
They don't get it. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we jump over to Elaine at Pendant, and I don't think we mentioned this before. I think this is the first scene taking place in Elaine's office.
I think you're right.
Right? We've gotten...
First of many.
Yeah, we've seen some cubicles from like the, the Red Dot.
Yeah, the Christmas episode, the Christmas party.
And I always assumed she was in one of those, but I guess she's pretty legit at Pendant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sandra walks by, and I assume this is Elaine's assistant?
Yes, that's what I would take her as, or a receptionist or secretary or something.
Something like that. And she lets her know, very, very politely, I might add. Like this could go down a lot worse. She says, "Hey, when my friends call, could you not talk to them too long?" And what's Sandra's reaction here?
I can't work for you. I can't. I'm leaving.
Is it a little, I don't know.
A little? It's a lot. At the drop of a hat. Both scenes this woman has. So Sandra is played by Lisa Malkowitz. Both scenes that she has, she leaves, and she's got to leave the scene because she's so offended because of what the character said to her.
Right. She's almost like a distant relative of, I don't remember the character's name, but Jerry's girlfriend in the understudy, like the oh, my hot dog or my Frankfurter fell. Cries during beaches.
Oh, what is her name?
What was her name? I don't know. There just seems to be that similar character trait of just, very sensitive and
I can't do this. That's it.
Just has to flee at a moment's notice.
Before you go on,
go.
Lisa Malkowitz, who plays Sandra, she was in the movie Mr. Jones with Richard Gere, and she was also in Ed Wood. She played Secretary Number 1 in Ed Wood.
Oh, okay.
And then a little further trivia, other actresses who auditioned for the role of Sandra, first one is Dee Dee Pfeiffer, which is Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, who came back in season 5 in the opposite. She played Victoria Hyde.
I ordered the exact same thing.
Yeah, I love her. And then Kim Gillingham, who played the assistant to the photographer in the puffy shirt. So the one who admired George's hands, and then they were going to go on a date. That's her.
Wow, that's crazy.
So we had 2 actresses who auditioned, didn't get the role, but then came back in season 5. So they must have done something right.
Yeah, definitely. I like Lisa's casting in this character.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I like her. You don't see this a lot, I feel. I like her height,
and length.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like her look and the blonde hair. It I don't know, just really works for this character.
She's very good. She's very good because I can't stand her.
Oh, really?
I'm like, ooh. Lighten up, will you?
There's a later line. It's like, how could you say that to me? That one always sticks out. But
like a Maude Flanders kind of thing.
Does she have a little? I don't know if it's Daryl Hannah. There's someone out there. I can
see that. Or Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, it's the height, I think, because I know Patricia Arquette's pretty short. But
Yeah.
anyways, someone help us out.
Yeah. If you can think of which actress this reminds Matt and I of, please let us know. So anyway, Sandra storms out. I can't work for you. And Elaine, who is the superior to Sandra, she's the one now who's backpedaling.
That's right.
She's explaining to Sandra, you don't understand. Jerry's a comedian. He's under a lot of pressure. Sometimes they don't laugh. Why is Elaine the one now who is fumbling and trying to get this woman back?
This whole like Sandra subplot and like Elaine, needing her and gently talking to her, it never really worked for me. But I guess at the same time it makes sense. Like Elaine is a really nice person, as is Jerry. They don't want to like get someone in trouble or fire them.
Of course.
And
we would react the same way here.
Yeah. Sandra must be good at what she does, hence why Elaine doesn't want to lose her. Or like maybe it was really hard to get her, or
perhaps.
Who knows? But yeah, I don't know why. It just doesn't seem right. Hence the whole joke about Jerry. Like, he's a comedian. Sometimes they don't laugh. It just never made sense to me. I don't know. If I have to complain about something,
Go ahead.
I guess that's it.
So did you notice the blocking on that shot as Sandra storms off? Elaine, you see her poke her head through the doorway.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't laugh. That's the same kind of blocking in The Pick when Elaine yells at the religious guy. What, Ned? I think his name is.
About a nip.
Nip. Yeah. For I have seen the nipple on your soul.
Yes.
Same shot.
Very good. Very good. Well, let's move on to the next scene here. It's not that exciting. It's just Jerry and George asleep on the couch, and Kramer enters and jars them awake. Whenever they wake up from a nap, they're like in the middle of, come on, let's go, let's do this. Like,
we weren't snapping at all.
Yeah, snapping.
Oh man.
So
now let's let everybody keep in mind their reaction to Kramer here as Kramer enters. Kramer wants to talk about his problem. How are they going? How are they
come
feeling?
on, we're working here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
he's like, oh.
So he's pretty upset because he'd been giving a pro, I guess, at the Westchester Country Club Cuban cigars. So he would let Kramer play on the course, but he can't do it anymore since he lost them on the fire, and he has to play on the public course now, or at least he doesn't want to go back to the public course.
Right.
This would be a pretty tough trivia question. What are the 4 issues he has?
It's crowded. The grass has big brown patches in it. They don't rake the sand traps. And the caliber of people you have to play with.
Right. Like Gunderson, probably.
That's right. Same thing. Gendison.
Is it Gunderson?
Not Gunderson.
Is he a real, was he an athlete?
Yeah, he was a catcher.
Okay.
Was he real?
Well, Kramer wants George to ask Mr. Ross for more Cubans, but George is like, hey, you're going to have to get him from somewhere else. This is the guy. I have to tell him I burned down his cabin. I'm not gonna ask him for a favor.
Well, George actually says to Kramer, "You're the one who burned it down."
Oh, right.
And Kramer, showing no remorse, says, "What's one thing got to do with another?"
Yeah. But we do get this line here where he's like, "You're gonna have to get him from somewhere else," and he's like, "Where? They're Cubans." That, I don't know why that stuff doesn't make me laugh. Is that funny to you?
Well, it's true.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. You're right.
It's funny. With the Kramer subplot this episode, there's some things that I love, like little moments, but for the most part,
some of them don't hit for you.
Yeah, it doesn't land, but
that's fine.
There are some great Kramer moments this episode.
Oh, yeah.
But at this point, George decides to head out and get ready for the Rosses, even though it's 4 hours away.
It's like, what are you doing? What about the script?
I think we got a bite on it.
He signed on to write this script with Jerry, and he's just leaving. Oh, I'd be frustrated with him.
Especially because George came up with the idea, and he's not even contributing anything.
Yeah, these ideas are all out there.
They're in the air. So we cut over to the Rosses, and I'm so happy that we get introduced to these characters.
Oh my goodness! I guess even before we get into it, in the same way that the Costanzas, who we have yet to meet, Jerry Stiller and Estelle Harris, are so made for each other. The 2 actors that come to play Mr. and Mrs. Ross are perfectly cast.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about them just right out of the gate?
Sure. So we got Mom Ross. Mrs. Ross is played by Grace Zabriskie. So both the Rosses are only in 5 episodes of Seinfeld, Although it seems like they're in more. Like, here's a couple of characters where it seems like they're in a bunch of episodes, I would say in the teens. But they're only in 5 episodes. They're in the Cheever Letters, the Rye, the Foundation, the Wizard, and the finale. And that's it.
Wow, so we don't... Well, I guess it makes sense because you'd only see them if Susan is around, right?
True, except for the finale, they come back because they were so influential in the series.
True,
but
true.
Only 5 episodes, and yet they seem so synonymous, I guess, with the Seinfeld universe.
Do we see them in the pilot?
I don't think so.
The finale for season 4? I guess
with all those cuts? I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I love... I can't, like, choose one more than the other. Like, I like Mr. Ross, I don't like Mrs. They're just
Don't even do it.
Yeah.
They're perfect. So Grace Zabriskie, she was in Officer and a Gentleman. She was in Santa Barbara. Is that a soap opera? I think.
Oh, maybe.
Child's Play 2. She was in 13 episodes of Twin Peaks. She was in Fried Green Tomatoes, Armageddon, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Grudge, and then 53 episodes of Big Love.
Oh, really? Wow.
HBO show, right?
Yeah, I never saw that.
And then we got Nor Have I. And then, got HBO Go now. Go now? HBO Now, go.
You must go now.
I watched Curb with my parents. It was great. I had a very good week.
Hold on, your parents have never seen Curb?
I've tried to get them to watch it, and they find Larry a little bit irritating.
Really?
So, with all the arguing,
Yeah, I know, I
so I'm
see.
trying to get them into it. But they sat through the pilot, and they actually liked it. And then we watched Veep. So
Oh, yeah.
I was on cloud 9,
man.
needless to say. It was great. Now, Mr. Ross is played by Warren Frost, also in 5 episodes of Seinfeld, same ones as Mrs. Ross. He was in Slaughterhouse-5. He was in an L.A. Law episode. He was in Twin Peaks as well, but for 30 episodes. But all the episodes that Grace Zabriskie was in, she was in 13 episodes. Warren Frost was also in those same 13 episodes in addition to his 30. So, have you seen those?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big Twin Peaks fan, and I was...
So you knew this.
Oh, I was looking forward to getting to this episode just because for one of my favorite shows of all time to have 2 characters who on Twin Peaks, they might have one scene together.
I was going to ask you if they cross paths.
They don't. So Grace Zabriskie is Laura Palmer's mom, and Laura Palmer is sort of what the whole show rests upon. It's her murder and trying to figure out who did it. But she plays her mom, and she's incredible in the show. It's awesome. Warren Frost, I forget the character's name, but he's the doctor. He is
George, or no, different.
Laura Flynn Boyle's dad in the show. And I think there's like in the first or second episode, Grace's character passes out and he goes over to her house to sort of, check up on her. But she is intense on the show. Like, her daughter's been murdered, so she's going through a lot of trauma. But Warren Frost is much more like reserved. He's nice, he's gentle, he's a good dad. He's not like the grumpy Mr. Ross. But I did not know this, and I should have picked up on this. But the show was created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. And Mark Frost, who is sort of the, I don't want to say second banana, but like the co-writer, co-creator, his father is Warren Frost.
Oh,
so it's kind of cool.
That.
He like cast his dad in the show to play a father, figure. So
hey, Dad, what are you doing next week?
but yeah, you should watch the show, man. You might like it.
Oh, I'll put it in my queue. I got all this other stuff to watch. Warren Frost was also in Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Oh, that's a good one.
He was in The Stand TV series. He played George Richardson. He was in Matlock for 18 episodes, and Seinfeld was his last acting credit.
Really?
He hasn't acted since Seinfeld.
Wow, so his last line on TV was, he did it, he murdered our daughter.
That's a good way to go out.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get into the scene now. I guess Mrs. Ross, who, by the way, we never find out her first name, right?
Is that right?
Because she says in this scene, oh, look, Henry, I spilled wine all over me.
Right.
So he's Henry Ross.
Okay.
But I don't think
maybe in another episode we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But she asks Henry if this is great. Doesn't George look like your sister Sarah?
A slight resemblance.
I don't know who that insults more, George or Sarah.
Sarah.
Right. They go on this weird sort of tangent here. How Sarah's son is a podiatrist. This is Henry's brother, which George really respects. Dedicating yourself to the foot. But no one's biting here. Like, no one's engaging George in the conversation.
They don't seem to care for him from the get-go.
They really don't, but they have their own problems here. It seems like Mrs. Ross is an alcoholic.
Yep.
and possibly on a lot of prescription medication.
Very apparent.
Right. Whereas Mr. Ross he's carrying some pain, as we'll come to understand as the episode unfolds. But
yeah.
I think that really sums up the Mr. Ross character really well, that he's in fact a closeted homosexual. So anyways, let's get on to this scene here. Mr. Ross wants to know about those cigars.
I enjoy those cigars I gave you.
Oh, the cigars. I'm sucking them down. I'm puffing my brains out, yeah.
You know those cigars are made special for Castro?
I did not know that. Weird. Wild.
What?
He's doing Johnny Carson, Daddy.
I didn't care much for his jokes.
Daddy never laughs.
Oh, well, so what? Laughter. What is that? I mean, what is the point of opening your mouth and going, ha, ha? What is that?
You know you can't get those cigars anywhere.
You and your cigars.
Where's some more lipstick?
Daddy, there's something that we have to talk to you about.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. How'd you like the cabin?
Oh, the cabin. Well,
Do people still get Johnny Carson impersonations? Will they recognize that? Now there were 3 Tonight Show hosts removed from Johnny Carson.
Yeah. Oh, you're counting Conan in there?
Absolutely, I'm counting Conan.
The best. Yeah, I don't know. You could try it. I'm sure some people would understand it, but...
And then, so the other thing that sticks out is you can really get a sense of the dynamic between Mr. and Mrs. Ross when, once again, he's telling his cigar story that I'm sure she's heard a million times, and she lets it slip, you and your cigars. What does Mr. Ross say to her?
Wear some more lipstick. It's a good one. Cutting over to Jerry's apartment. Very interesting scene here after I watched the deleted scenes on the DVD. Jerry's in the middle of a conversation here with Elaine about finding out I'm the reason Sandra quit, and Elaine now wants him to call her to clear things up. Jerry calls Sandra. I like this. It's like a one-sided conversation. He's like, there's been a terrible misunderstanding when she reaches for those pretzels.
Oh, yeah. Jerry's very good in this scene.
He is. He's really good. Which is funny because the deleted scene I was referring to has about, 20 to 30 seconds more at the top of this clip.
Okay.
Now, did you watch this at all?
No.
It's pretty bad. I was a little confused as to what I was watching because it's Elaine breaking the news to Jerry that she quit. And him finding out I'm the reason why. But the pacing and the rhythm between the actors is totally off. It just feels odd. So they, I guess, edited that down either for time or maybe they realized, hey, this isn't working. And it just opens with Jerry, freaking out at Elaine. I'm the reason why.
Also, it's pretty impressive that Jerry comes up with that story right on the spot. That I said it was a real treat talking to you. And Elaine said, oh, I'm a comedian. I must have been sarcastic. Oh, it's a real treat talking to her.
Very clever.
So he really puts out the fire very quickly.
Right? Even Elaine is mouthing, oh, that's good.
Yeah, keep going. Jerry, though, you can tell is pissed at Elaine because he rips the phone out of her hand. Like you said, when she goes to reach for those pretzels.
Pretzels.
He grabs her hand and slams it down as well.
Now, this is the part you were mentioning earlier, how annoying the Sandra character is. This part really rubs me the wrong way, how all of these people are going out of their way to make her feel better about something that she totally blew out of proportion. And then he's like, of course I like you. Okay, let's get a drink. She's so he's already done enough, I feel like, to make you feel better. Now you have to.
It's not a come on. He's not trying to pick you up.
Yeah.
She'd be a good fit for George. You think she liked me? I think she liked me.
Oh yeah.
They'd be spending the whole day reassuring each other that they like each other.
That height difference would be very comical to see too.
He always wanted to have sex with a really tall person.
By the way, do you think he ever slept with that woman who gave him back his wallet?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I know.
Well, Jerry, of course, again, not happy. But again, not really sure why he's opposed to doing this. Like,
Well, he doesn't. Well, yeah, I guess it's funny because like you would think Jerry, it is a woman. Has he seen what she looks like?
that's the other thing, right? About the Sandra
Blind date?
character. It seems like he knows. There seems to be some history, with the whole, I call your office, Elaine, Sandra answers and takes forever to get through to you. So he obviously finds her annoying on the phone. Does he know like what she looks like? Is he attracted to her?
Well, she is a woman. Yeah, who knows?
That's true.
So yeah, but reluctantly he agrees to go on to get this drink with her at Elaine's urging.
Mm-hmm. But we cut back to the Rosses briefly, and George is still stumbling over his words here. He just passes it to Susan.
Yeah. Now let's keep a little tab of that. The cabin. Well, pause. Susan. So he definitely deflects to Susan because that's going to play a role later.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Ross is thinking about how much he loves that cabin. Built in 1947. His mother was recuperating from, what is it again?
Impetigo.
Impetigo. Do you know what that is?
It's a skin infection.
Oh, lovely. Like lupus?
It's a lupus.
His dad thought it would be a good idea to get her out into the fresh air. She died there the following winter. Dad passed away 10 years later to the day, and his final words were,
"Cherish the cabin." Keep in mind, though, while Mr. Ross is telling the story, George is still looking for a pause to insert the cabin burn. He's
by the
looking,
way.
Yeah, he's looking for that pause, but he can't find it. And the story is becoming more and more, I guess, dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
We're finding out more as to why Mr. Ross loves this cabin.
The weight on his shoulders, it's too much. I do like that line, though, after, cherish the cabin. And Mr. Ross adds, not take care of your sister. She's a paraplegic.
Yeah. Also, when he says, cherish the cabin, we see Mrs. Ross looking off into the distance, mouthing this line because she's heard all these stories. You can tell they're so sick of each other.
Here we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is so good in this scene. All of her scenes, but this one in particular, because Mr. Ross is always kind of like a grump and always, I think, angry at George.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Ross seems a little more, I don't know.
She's more open and a little bit receptive to him.
Yeah, like, as much as like the couples don't really fit well together, they do get romantic, in the handsome cab.
That's true.
And they do, it's really sad, but I feel like in,
Susan's death brings them together.
Yeah, it really does, because you always see them sort of together and almost closer as a result. They bond over their, like, not just distaste, but utter hatred of George.
That's what I was going to say. They now have a shared interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. George, our hatred for you brings us together. Well, apparently for the past 45 years, it's been a sanctuary for Mr. Ross to go to the cabin.
Kind of like Superman's Fortress of Solitude. What?
These guys are really out of touch, but...
He's a curmudgeon.
I guess Fortress of Solitude is a little specific. I don't think my parents would get that reference.
I really... All my Superman knowledge comes from watching Seinfeld.
Oh.
At least it did.
Jor-El, Fortress of Solitude.
Bizarro, Superman.
Yellow Sun, Red Sun. I do like how George sort of sums up the Fortress of Solitude. It's where Superman goes, to get away from it all. But it's true.
Yeah.
Daddy, about the cabin.
Look, Henry, I spilled wine on me.
What about it?
Well, the thing is...
What? What is it?
Well, the cabin is kind of, George?
Burned.
Burned?
There was a fire, and it,
Burned.
The cabin burned?
Burned.
Was anything found? Was it all burned to the ground? Did they find anything?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
But, Mr. Ross, if you look at the whole situation, what with it being your cigars and everything, it's really rather ironic. One might even say, in a sense, comical. Really? Think about it.
First thing, when Mrs. Ross, you said this earlier, but I want to say it again. Look, Henry, I spilled wine on me. I love Grace Zabriskie with that delivery.
Yeah, she's really good. It's really sad. Like if this were, like an actual dinner conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that she brings so much comedy to this scene.
And then again, I said earlier, remember how George passed off to Susan when he could not find the words to deliver, the cabin burn. Notice how when Susan says, well, the cabin, it kind of, George?
Burned.
Yeah, so there's that repetition again, that pattern of dialogue and scenario that I think these writers do with intent. Mm-hmm. And it's like underlying in the show, and we pick up on it.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is. It's that full circle. It makes everything feel...
You're in on the joke, essentially.
Yeah, and it just feels tighter. Like for some reason, it makes me feel as a viewer as like more satisfied, if that makes sense. Like I feel like, okay, now it's completed. Let's move on.
So the cabin burned.
Yes. And I also, speaking of, bringing things back, George's sort of perspective on things, or trying to make Mr. Ross look at it a certain way, is identical to Jerry's, right? Where he's like, the very cigars you gave Kramer, they're what, resulted in the cabin burning. It's rather comical.
Yeah, which Mrs. Ross is just tickled by that comment. She's like, yeah. But it's funny that George brings that up, because when Jerry brought up that same scenario earlier, George didn't seem to take to it, nor would he.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to find that funny, that you give cigars out and the cigars end up burning your cabin down. So why does George add more cigars to the fire and tell this story to Mr. Ross?
Oh, he's desperate at this point. He's like, I'll reach for anything. It's like the I don't know. It's like with Jerry in the NBC meeting. All right, so I manage a circus. When everything is just gone, it's like, all right, what else do I have in my wheelhouse?
And at this point in the story, we don't know exactly why Mr. Ross is so upset at the cabin burning down. Do you accept that? Oh, he was attached to the cabin. It's been in the family for 45 years. Do you buy that he, goes into the bedroom and starts sobbing?
It's okay. Again, really sad when you take the whole like, oh, it's Seinfeld. If this were happening in real life, this is like tragic. But with the knowledge that we have of Mr. Ross's ties to the cabin and his relationship with John Cheever, it makes total sense. And his reaction to George isn't that of anger or hate. It's like out of utter heartbreak.
Yeah.
And it's, God, it's sorry to bring it down.
You getting teary-eyed?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, good. I had a John Cheever once. No, it just seems like he is someone who, that's all he had, and he's just, heartbroken.
Well, that was the love of his life, his true love. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't ask, was everybody okay, blah, blah, blah. He asks, did they find anything? Was anything found?
Exactly. That's all he wants. It's really sad. Like, I know deaths and certain scenes in Seinfeld always get sort of, oh, that's really dark for an episode. I think this is dark because it's so tragic. Mm-hmm. But we'll get into it later, I guess. We're in Jerry's apartment, and I love that we don't see Sandra and Jerry getting together for a drink. It goes from the phone call to not even them hooking up or getting together after them
Articles
getting together.
Of clothing have been removed already.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a little on the commentary for this episode on the DVD. It's our favorites, Julia, Jason, and Michael. Mm-hmm. And Jason points out, he's like, whoa, like ratings. And she comes out. Because it is very, I don't know, that's one thing Seinfeld, I feel, never really did, except for maybe the Hamptons. And the whole implant episode.
Carrie Hatcher.
But yeah, you don't see too many people walking around in their underwear.
Elaine, when she's trying to get Russell Dalrymple's attention.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, and the whole nudity episode.
Saying though, they don't. Okay.
Good naked.
But I know what you're saying though. Seinfeld doesn't kind of pander to let's get some bombshell on this week for ratings. You know, it's all part of the plan.
Julia mentioned something about it, like, oh, we're tapping into like the Friends humor. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was interesting because this episode, I think, predated Friends.
Yeah.
I don't think Friends came out till 94.
Correct.
So that's probably Julia reflecting on Seinfeld and Friends as like two
She's
sitcoms.
watching in hindsight.
Yeah. But is that something that happened on Friends a lot? Like one of the main characters would be in their underwear and it's like, whoa.
Well, I mean, I feel like the show was
Oh, time out here.
Female characters.
I when you were visiting me that one time and we watched some Friends episodes, I noticed how and I'm very sorry for the topic here, but everyone's nipples were visible.
Nipple City! It's nipples!
It's like
they should call the show Nipples!
No one was wearing a bra for some reason. Was that a thing?
And it's so distracting when you're watching the show because your eyes dart to nips.
Okay. Maybe that's what Julia was referring to
anyway,
on the DVD, yeah.
Perhaps.
Anyways, so Sandra's storming out of the bedroom. And,
how could you say that to me?
There's the line, yep. She's upset with something, I guess Jerry said. He apparently was just trying to keep up with her dirty talk and didn't want her to feel embarrassed. Again, he's
nice
being
of
nice.
him.
Yeah, I'm being the nice guy. But I love her delivery where she's like, I think you're really sick.
You said much sicker things than me.
Yes. This shows up in clip shows a lot.
Yeah.
When it's about relationships and stuff.
Uh-huh. Keep in mind that there is a nice scene in Curb where Larry and Cheryl are having sex and Larry's talking to her. I think I remember the scene starts off with, call me Mr. Tibbs. And, and then he answers the phone during sex, of course, which leads to a whole mess of problems.
Yeah.
Oh, also think of Jerry when he's hanging out with TV Elaine for the pilot, and the actress is asking Jerry about, does Elaine like talking during sex? And Jerry's like, yeah. Oh, dirty talking? No, just current events.
Right.
Good joke.
Yeah, I remember that. So as Sandra storms out, getting her shoes or her purse, whatever, Jerry is desperately trying to make her understand, hey, this will just stay between us, right? Other people don't need to hear about this. And
really?
Yeah, I love that too. She's like, oh, really? That's what we're going to do here.
It's going to turn out bad for Jerry.
Yeah. So it's kind of conflicting because I love the actress's performance, but similar to you, she just kind of,
as a character,
you
really can't stand the character.
Toys with my emotions, right? Because she seems nice and somewhat nice.
She's uber sensitive, but when things kind of don't go her way, now she's going to be vengeful and put the hurt on Jerry.
Yeah. A little, just the wrong person to hook up with, I guess.
But also, think of Jerry offended this woman again. He's trying to apologize, but then he shifts to, oh God, I don't want Elaine to find out. So he's trying to think of, the important thing is that this just stays between us, and that'll be the end of it,
Now, why do you think Jerry doesn't want Elaine to find out? Does he say in the scene it's embarrassing, or later on to George?
You find out with George in the diner, but I have a feeling it's for the same reason, with the stakeout, why, Elaine and Jerry never watch each other flirt with other people.
See, I kind of disagree with that a little bit.
Let's hear it.
Well, I think I kind of feel like Jerry and Elaine are over, being jealous.
True.
For the most part, that seemed to kind of get thrown away in season 3. And I feel like at this point, I don't want her to make fun of me.
Good point. I agree.
George and Kramer, I feel like, wouldn't make fun of Jerry about the mistakes he makes with women like Elaine would, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because they go through it too. And as we'll see in the next scene, George kind of consoles Jerry. That's not offensive. It's abnormal, but not offensive.
Right.
He doesn't poke fun at him like Elaine may or may not do by the end of the episode.
Right. Like with Jerry or with George and Kramer, it's, oh, wow, you got some.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all about that. But with Elaine, it's all about making fun of how you didn't get some.
Yeah.
Act break. Next scene, Vinny, we're at Monk's. Jerry and George sitting at the booth, just talking about what happened with Sandra the other night. I wanted to bring up 2 things real quick. Do the outfits seem weird in this scene?
And they're very similar?
George has plaid. Jerry has stripes. It's the same tone of blue.
Blue?
Yeah, it always seemed a little weird for me.
They look like twins.
Yeah, there's that. And just in general, especially with this scene, Jerry and George diner scenes, just the 2 of them, I think are my favorite thing about the show. I mean, they're great sets, great characters, great storylines, but having a George-Jerry conversation in the diner is, if we get one of those, I love it.
This is the epitome of Seinfeld, and you see these 2 best friends talking about something relationship related and in an intimate fashion, kind of unfiltered.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a scene like this over any other scene, for sure.
Yeah. I think like there's about 3 classic scenes in this episode, and this is one of them.
Absolutely. So Sandra started, I guess, touching Jerry's leg. They were out for a drink.
Whoa. What did you do?
Have you ever told a woman to stop touching your leg?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And what does he say? He's like, what is it with guys? You can't make my brain get my mouth to say the words, would you mind?
Yeah. And he knows it's wrong. She works in Elaine's office, but can't do it.
Can't. And they bring up the interesting point that women have no problem getting the handoff, How do they do that?
And George asked the question, how is that? And that's one of those, let's probe into this thing that happens in society, but they don't do it. They're on a whole nother level,
Right.
He kind of just sloughs it off, but that's one of those things they could have delved off into a tangent on.
Mm-hmm. Now you're on a whole other subject. It reminded me, speaking of Curb and bedroom scenes in Curb, which there are quite a lot of them, there's that great episode, and I think it's the one Curb scene or joke that has really gone viral. It's when Larry is in bed with Cheryl, his wife, and he's like, I'm available for sex all the time, so anytime you want to have it, you can have it. Meanwhile, with, if I want sex, I have to wait for you to be ready to have
Planets have to align, yes.
Right. So he's like, just tap me on the shoulder. Yeah. And that kind of just reminds me of this conversation here, the idea of men are unable to take the hand off the leg, but women can, they can do it. They can say, nope, don't do that. Or
Right. How dare you?
Yes. So Jerry tells George what happened. They went back to his apartment.
So we're fooling around there, just getting a little passionate, and she starts with the dirty talking.
All right, hold on. Time out. Whoa.
What did she say? The usual.
No, I don't know. How do I know the usual?
Typical things.
What's typical? Give me typical. Give me some typical.
She says,
That's very dirty. That's absolutely filthy.
And then she starts talking about her panties.
I'm gonna need some water here.
So I said something.
Okay, what did you say?
Now, bear in mind, I am just trying to keep up.
Of course.
Okay? So she's talking about her panties. So I said, you mean the panties your mother laid out for you?
Panties your mother laid out for you? What does that mean?
I don't know. Just popped out.
Well, how did she react?
She flipped out. Just left.
Well, that's not offensive. It's abnormal, but it's not offensive.
I love George's enthusiasm whenever Jerry's going to give him details. Which, I guess, you know what?
What did she say?
Yeah. This is kind of going back to, Jerry sleeping with Elaine. And then Jerry saying, I'm getting too mature for details. And George gets so upset. George loves these details, but who wouldn't? This is good stuff. And I can't help but notice after having seen this scene so many times, whenever Jason goes to pick up the ketchup bottle, because I'm looking for it now. And it's so nonchalant. He puts the napkin in his lap and then he puts ketchup on his fries and then he's holding it. And he's waiting, and he leans in. Mm-hmm. You have the ketchup squeeze with sound effect, but it's so perfectly orchestrated, and it's seamless.
It really is.
It tests.
Well, as a kid, or younger man watching this episode, I never felt that it was crude or on the crude side. I'm like, oh, it's funny. He's just so like crazy. I never got the what was being suggested here, and apparently though this. Like that squeeze, I heard one thing that it was Jason improvising it, but then on the commentary they said that it wasn't. It was something they kind of all came up with at the moment, and they just decided to film it because hey, if we can't use it, we'll just not use it. But
That makes more sense because all you do is cut it. But they made it seem. Wait, will you cut it?
Love that.
They made it seem like Jason lobbied really hard to get that to stay in because it may have come off as crude.
Well, that's what Larry thought. Larry thought the squirting was on the crude side of Seinfeld, but
it's so perfect.
It's subtle enough. I think that it's totally just, I don't know. It's perfect for this moment.
It's kind of how you, the viewer, take it. If you have a crude sensibility, you're gonna think, what, that's just like. Or if you're a wholesome person, you'd be like, oh, look at that. He's excited. He squeezed the ketchup bottle, right?
He's just excited.
Somebody better clean up that ketchup or somebody's going to slip.
I think it's a great moment for sure. And it's a good, I don't know what you would have done in this scene if Jerry, his voice goes down to a whisper.
Exactly. Where's the payoff to that? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And what do you think he's whispering? That's what I was going to ask earlier.
I thought about like what could it have been, but I like not knowing, and I don't even want to suppose what it could have been.
Right.
Because whatever I come up with is not going to be, worthy.
Well, just to be fair, I know you don't want to talk about it, but he says it was a typical thing. So it must have been something, I think, vague or general.
Yeah.
Something to
get the juices flowing. Get the ketchup squirting. Too crude?
No, it's all good. Okay. It's so funny because on this show, I feel like we're very careful with what we say because we don't want to have to get a explicit language rating. But rest assured, when we do Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's fair game. Who cares?
This isn't your kids' podcast. I also noticed, though, when we record late, a lot of expletives come out, and I know you hit the bleep button a lot, right?
Yeah, we're doing this one early in the day. So
we apologize to those who listen with children.
So, again, the main thing here in this scene is Jerry doesn't want Elaine to know about any of this, especially the panty remark.
Stop! There's the episode title for this week, but if you do call this the panty remark, then it reveals this joke ahead of time, and you see it coming.
Sure.
So, but just because we had the pony remark, we had the phony remark, thanks to our lovely suggestion. Can't remember his name, but thank you.
It's okay.
And then we have the panty remark. So I think hands down, this has to be the episode title alternate for this week.
Good call. Good call. That term, though, panty, and I'm sorry I'm saying it because some people don't like that word.
Panty?
Yeah, panty or panties.
And to add on that, we had a friend in college, and here's where it's about to get crude. She hated the term moist.
Yes.
A lot of girls, in my experience, when you say that word, they say, don't say that. Stop it.
Sorry, Vinny, but we have friends local here. You are my best friend, but we have other friends here. And it's a couple, and she hates that word. And she's in, she's in a medical profession. Right. She deals with icky, gross things every day. Yet that word really just gives her the willies.
It's a taboo word.
Yes. Anyways, before we leave the scene, George mentions how, as you did earlier, Vinny, Mr. Russ went to the bedroom sobbing after he heard that the cabin burned down. So at this point, we know Mr. Ross is pretty upset, but you think it's more of a sentimental, my family, the history.
Yeah. George says, it flew right over his head.
The joke?
He didn't see the humor.
Oh, yes.
George has no sympathy for this guy. And he's the one responsible for doing it.
Yeah.
Partly responsible.
Partly. Oh, before we leave the monks, too, I noticed the receptionist. It's not Ruthie Cohen.
I know. Who is this lady?
I don't know, but we got really excited when we saw Ruthie in The Trip, Part 1. Mm-hmm. And yet, I don't think we've seen her since.
She's probably off in the park riding a horse right now. So she'll be back soon.
That's the only... It's either her riding a horse or driving around telling people, their car's on fire.
Car's on fire.
I knew that was coming. All right, so the two head out because they've got a big work day. And we cut to Jerry's apartment, and we get as we heard at the top...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Apparently, according to Jason, that back and forth, let's go, right on, let's do it. That was all ad-libbed. They just came up with that on the spot, which I like. I like, too, how they, neither of them repeats what the other one is saying.
Yeah.
They all have something different to say. So all they have at this point in their spiral notebooks is George comes in, says hi.
Jerry says, hello.
And I need something here. What else could they put in here?
Enter Kramer.
Yes. Hey, Kramer!
Kramer, come in. There's the K-Man. Where's the crazy man now?
You're working. I'll come back.
So think again, pattern, repetition, but then they flip it. The earlier scene, Kramer comes in, wants to complain about his problem of not having any more cigars to play golf. George and Jerry are quick to dismiss him. Kramer, we're very busy here. We're working. Now, Kramer comes in. He's very considerate. Oh, you guys are working? I'll come back later. No. You know, now they want him to stay because they want to procrastinate. It's just, it's so beautifully constructed.
And a few of our listeners thought that this scene was what we used in our intro, you know, where it's like, Kramer, you know, where's the crazy man? It's very similar to that, which is from a later episode. But
it's the one when George is dating the she-Jerry, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Frank and Estelle's reaction to George dating a she-Jerry. Anyways, there's a little bit in that episode too of like the homoeroticism of Jerry, George, Mr. Ross.
That's
John
secretly
Cheever.
what George has always wanted.
Yeah. Kramer hearing that George isn't going to ask Mr. Ross for more Cubans, Kramer realizes he's going to have to take matters into his own hands, and he heads out. And this is when they're all like, "Oh, don't leave! Come on!"
Yeah.
This whole scene though seems a little off, doesn't it? Because it's like, all right, they're not writing, and Kramer's just setting up. This is what I'm going to go do. So, which is go to the Cuban embassy, and I think this is an embassy, right?
Yeah.
And does Cuba even have an embassy?
I don't know.
I know we sound pretty.
I'm not a
pretty
smart
stupid.
man.
Yeah, we are not smart. We only know Seinfeld, but
That's it.
I would assume, I don't know, they would, but at the same time, wouldn't be surprised if it's like technically not an embassy. It's like something else, some ambassador of sorts.
In my script here, it says United Nations Permanent Mission of Cuba building. But,
Okay, so yeah.
is that real?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It must be some kind of conduit, you know, something between the two countries.
It's a building. There are Cuban people in it. That's all. This is what we know.
Yes. So Kramer enters, and come on, this is one of those moments.
You know what's coming.
Yeah, Kramer is talking to the receptionist, and it's so subtle. You have to watch the episode to get it. But what does he see?
There is a stoic woman with black sunglasses on, staring straight ahead. She's not looking at Kramer, but she's looking, not moving. She's alive. Live. Kramer is, buenos dias, buenos dias. He's talking to the secretary. He looks back, and then as he's about to turn his head back to the secretary, he does a double take. And it's something only Michael Richards could do, like his body type and gesture. And that's what Matt's laughing. He's cracking up. And only Michael Richards could pull this off. And it's the best part of this scene. And the crowd actually picks up on it too. They start laughing.
And it's the fact that the woman doesn't move. Like she's just like, she might as well be like Bernie, just dead sitting there. But I love that. It's it's really good.
Receptionist is played by actress Vanessa Marquez. She was in the movie Stand and Deliver. She was in A Melrose Place. She was in ER for 27 episodes and a movie Under Suspicion.
So we cut to Jerry's apartment, and I guess we should mention, the receptionist, right? She's calling some people to meet with Kramer over a urgent issue. Mm-hmm. It's kept pretty vague. But back at Jerry's apartment, Jerry and George are passed out in the chair and the sofa. A little different than before. Like Jerry's kind of sprawled out in the chair. Mm-hmm. George is lying down on the couch.
Jerry's in a fetal position, isn't he?
Oh, maybe he is.
His knees are tucked up. Mm-hmm. Then George is lying down. And then when the buzzer goes off, George rolls off of the couch.
It's so good.
Pen goes. He falls. Jerry's discombobulated.
Mm-hmm. But they jump right back into that convo. Like, all right, let's do this. Let's get it together. Jerry buzzes up Elaine, and it's, again, really good acting here. And I know it's just waking up from a nap. It's not like an Emmy-winning performance. But, like, Jerry collapses into the wall when he buzzes her up.
Yeah.
Like, he literally is still asleep. It's just...
Good call.
I really like that. But as Elaine's coming up, George and Jerry like, oh, we should go see a movie, get away from the script.
They are really bad at writing a script, aren't they?
Which is surprising. You think they'd get it together at some point, but
They do.
George has to drop off, I guess, Susan's sunglasses, some plot device to get them over to the Ross's apartment.
We need something here.
Sunglasses. Nice. Elaine enters, and she is, despite how Jerry's feeling, he's a little nervous. She's really impressed that...
Is she very impressed?
She's very impressed that Jerry got Sandra to return to work.
This actually feels like another pattern here, because she comes in here, she's happy. Nice going, Jerome Seinfeld. She's pleased with Jerry, but then later on we're going to see her knock at the door, come in, and say, "Oh, real good," Oh, so here's another one of those
nice
repetitions.
I'm not picking up on these really obvious moments the way you are. This is good.
I think some of them are stretching, but...
No, I think you're spot on. Can we talk about Elaine's fashion in this scene?
Oh, you have to do it.
How would you describe this item of clothing?
Is it like a doily design? She's got dangling... a whole box full of dangly ones. She's got dangly pieces on her jacket with shoulder pads. This, out of all the things in this scene, this is, there's 90s. We're in 1992 right now.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the, that leather jacket she would wear.
The cowboy one?
Yeah, speaking of cowboy, in the commentary, Jason Alexander calls this the doily cowboy look.
Oh, I like that.
Which I liked. It's like instead of the leather tassels, it's like a weird white doily cloth. I wish there were more outrageous outfits like this. I feel like once we get to season 4, Elaine's outfits get not plain but kind of repetitive. It's typically the denim jacket with the long dress.
I like that, but yeah, I guess it doesn't date the show as much.
There's just more variety, I feel like, in the earlier seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
But I mean, my favorite look is the dress with the Bonicellis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, of course.
But, we'll get to that.
There's that, and there's like the power suit kind of outfit, like the all black.
With the shiny blouse underneath. When she changed her hair, when her hair either goes straight or curly or like shiny curly, she wears the black suit, the power, pantsuit with the shiny shirt.
So we go over to are we calling it the Cuban embassy?
If you will.
If you will.
Now, I listened to this episode in my headphones, and when they fade up on this episode, I'm going somewhere with this. When you fade up on this episode, as the men are walking down the hallway, you can hear Kramer going dum 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 dum.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Pop your headphones in and listen, and Kramer's giving them a little beat to walk out to.
Interesting. Now, let's do the scene first, and then I want to talk about something, because I feel like the scene here, it's pretty short. We have 3 Cubans. I guess they're some sort of 3
Mad.
Cubans. 3 Cubans walk down the hallway.
We are the Cubans.
Yes. Not 3 Dominicans. The Dominicans. We have, as we'll come to know, Luis, Jorge, and Umberto. So in order, it's Umberto, Luis, and Jorge. They're like, "Hey, what is this all about?" Or Luis is like, "What is this all about?" Kramer says, "Cigars," and he pulls out one of those rings, and the Luis in turn pulls out a Cuban. You mean one of these? Kind of taunting Kramer with it.
Yeah.
And even says, "Hey, these are illegal in the U.S. What are you going to do?" And before the deal falls apart, Luis, we forgot to mention this, looks at Kramer's jacket.
The very jacket from season 3, which has this effect on women.
Right.
The one he got Audrey with in the nose job.
Right. And he says, "I like that jacket." So you can... Go ahead.
No, I shouldn't be doing the voice.
Okay. I can't do the voices. In short, you can tell where this is going. Hey, you want Cubans, I want your jacket, yada, yada.
So Miguel Perez plays Luis. This is the only episode of Seinfeld. He's in 2 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210, 2 episodes of The Wonder Years. He was in Clear and Present Danger, an episode of Frasier. He was in 2 episodes of Saved by the Bell, The New Class. And I think he played AC Slater's... Oh, wait, never mind. He was in 2...
Cut that out.
He was in 2 episodes of Saved by the Bell, The New Class, Magnolia, Blow, AI, Ocean's 11. He was in an episode of 24, and he was in $1 Million Baby.
Nice. Those are some pretty solid movie credits. What I wanted to get at at the top of this scene, because it's that shot of the 3 of them walking down the hallway. Mm-hmm. Now, I noticed this for the first time years ago, and I didn't have a podcast, and I don't know if I ever ran this by you, but the three Cubans, do you get the visual joke here?
In that there are two guys being led by a head guy?
Okay, well, not just that. The three of them are modeled after Jerry, George, and Kramer. I don't think I'm reaching here.
Whoa. Oh, one's bald and short.
The other one is short. He's not tall, but he has Kramer's hairdo. He has long...
Umberto.
Umberto has tall hair. And the guy in the middle, he's not Jerry, but he's like a quote-unquote like normal guy. Nothing characteristic about him.
Oh, okay. Because one guy's name is Jorge.
Yes. Now that I didn't know at first. Jorge is Spanish for George.
Okay. Well, then we got Luis and Umberto. Okay, those don't work.
Those don't match up. However, I Googled Umberto, and a lot of websites came up saying that's Italian. Now, being a romantic language, maybe the two of them, it's interchangeable.
There's Roberto, which could be Italian, but I think Umberto could be either.
Could be either. Now, let's say Umberto isn't Spanish at all and it's Italian. That makes sense for it to be Kramer because it's kind of like the odd one out. It doesn't make sense. But I'll try to do a side by side. I'm telling you, man, like I think that was the joke they were going for here. And this is surprising a lot of listeners. Everyone's disagreeing with it. No, there's no way this is a reach. Or other people might agree with us here. So, and
I'll do you one better. The receptionist could be our Elaine.
Yeah, totally. I mean, to me, that is a reach. But if these three are intended to be those three Seinfeld characters, why not? But
yeah,
I think the intention was to get this to be like kind of like a little inside joke.
Interesting. That'd be a good question to ask.
Yeah,
that never occurred to me. I see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. It would be, I think, more obvious if Umberto were taller.
Yeah,
and
I wish I were taller.
And similar to the Bizarro Jerry, when we see them in the doorway, like Jerry and George, like they're almost like lined up with their counterparts.
That's pronounced, yes.
But anyways, I'll do a screen grab and post it on Facebook and Twitter. See what people think. But we move over to the Rosses, and we were talking about how classic that ketchup squeeze scene is. This scene is on par for me. I love the tension here. Mm-hmm. We meet some of the Ross family. Who do we got?
So we got Ricky, who's home from college. Ricky Ross. Rick Ross. This was actually his first acting gig. He's played by actor Timothy Omundson. It's hard to pronounce. Omundson. Anyway, Seinfeld was his first acting gig. He was in Sequest 2032, Starship Troopers. He was in the TV show Fired Up. He was in 6 episodes of Xena Warrior Princess. He was in a Frasier episode. He was in Swordfish, Deadwood, Judging Amy. He was in 89 episodes, 24, 2 episodes, Mission Impossible 3, Jericho. He was in 120 episodes of Psych, and he I think he was playing Gallivant, or he's playing King Richard in Gallivant. And if you look at his biopic on IMDb, he looks like this noble prince or king, and he's got long hair, flowing, grayish beard, and I cannot believe that's him, this young kid we saw back in '92. It makes me feel old seeing how old this guy looks now.
Right.
And he does a lot of voice work in multiple Star Wars games.
Oh, cool. Any significant characters?
Every game's different, but he has voiced Obi-Wan in one of the Star Wars Battlefronts.
Wow, interesting.
I'm sure you've played him.
Yeah. Oh, I used to play them in college, actually, on your Xbox.
Still got that Xbox, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Then we got Sarah, who plays Mr. Ross's sister. She's played by Patricia Lee Wilson. And I didn't recognize any of her acting credits on IMDb, but she's known for playing... She did voice work in a short called Pups of Liberty, and then a TV movie, A Message from Holly, as well as a movie, When Love Kills, The Seduction of John Hearn. So I haven't heard any of those.
Yeah, me either. She's, for her brief moments in this episode, she's good.
She will forever be Sarah Ross to me.
And particularly this clip here.
Sarah, what do you have on your wheels?
Nothing, they're clean.
Ricky, did you wipe her wheels off?
Yes.
Well, they're filthy. It's just a matter of common courtesy. You come in the house, you wipe your wheels.
the dynamic of this family is so believable.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be there. They're all miserable. They're snapping at each other. The mom's complaining, and Ricky's reading the paper, and he's I don't have one. God, it's so good. I feel for the family, but damn, it's perfectly cast.
Yes, it's a very dysfunctional, like almost that opposite end of the spectrum. It's not the like trailer park kind of family. It's the Fifth Avenue or maybe Madison Avenue affluent, miserable family. Yeah. The doorbell rings though, and what do we got? We got
another doorman.
One of the forgotten doormen.
Another forgotten. These poor forgotten doormen. It's a travesty. But this one is David Blackwood, famed Seinfeld stand-in actor, background guy, voice. This is his 4th dip out of 7 dips. Previously, we saw him in the DIP is what I said. He was in The Robbery as man number 1, The Apartment as Stan, The Nose Job as the job interviewer when George had the spinach in his teeth, and now he's Raymond the doorman in his 4th appearance.
Nice. You wouldn't recognize him. It's the hat. He's sharing the screen with like 3 other people. His
voice is very distinguishable, though.
Yeah,
you got to do something about that name.
If you've got his voice in your head, you can definitely recognize him for sure. Anywho, so the doorman gives Susan a box. It was the only thing from the remains of the fire.
Oh, they're letters. Here.
Oh, sure.
From John Cheever.
Wow.
Dear Henry, last night with you was bliss. I fear my orgasm has left me a cripple. I don't know how I shall ever get back to work. I love you madly, John. P.S. Loves the cabin.
Well, we really should be heading out. It's a time.
The fox! My letters! Give me that! Who told you to open it?
Who's John? Who's John?
I knew it!
John Cheever dead! You and John Cheever? Yes. Yes, he was the most wonderful person I've ever known. And I loved him deeply. In a way you could never understand.
Who's John? Who's John?
That right there, that feels very Twin Peaks, if anyone's seen it. That sort of like hysterical performance. Such a sad scene, but so funny. From Heidi Swedberg's like delivery.
Oh yeah, her big pause. I fear my, she's reading it for the first time and just shocked. You see Ricky's reaction. You see Sarah. Sarah looks up, and as we'll come to hear, I knew it. She's like onto him, and this is her proof. And then Mrs. Ross she's like on the floor. Oh, she's wiping up the dirt from the wheels. Mm-hmm. But the facial expressions she gives, horrified to learn that her husband has been with somebody else.
And I'll also give some love for Timothy as Ricky Ross, where he's like, my God, Dad, you and John Cheever?
Yes.
And when he falls back though, his hands covering his mouth, and he's just looking up like horrified. It's just a funny shot.
It's like a goblin.
Yeah, for sure. But this whole scene is just fantastic. This episode, again, we know the ending, it's classic, but this whole John Cheever Letters is sort of, the episode's titled it. I feel like this is really one of those forgotten episodes, or one of those episodes that doesn't get a lot of love, and I think come on, man.
I'd agree.
Yeah, even without the ending, I think this is a stellar ep.
Yeah,
and of course the great "let's get out of here." Oh, we should really be heading out, because of time.
Time is what he's indicating there.
Yeah, onward and upward.
How awkward to be Jerry or George in that situation. You're at a family's home, and this news is being broken for the first time.
Yeah,
and
man.
You're like, how the hell do we get out of here?
Yeah, it's incredibly awkward. I think one of the most awkward moments they've ever been in.
And also think about Heidi Swedberg or Susan Ross. Like, she has the least amount of material for all the Ross characters, I would say. But for a side character, we're getting a huge glimpse into her family. Parents, brother, aunt, and this big old backstory regarding the cabin.
So we're at Jerry's apartment. Back to writing. What are they up to now?
Hi.
George says hi. Jerry says
Hello.
hello.
Now we need something here.
Oh, how about Jerry says, how's it going?
How's it going? That's beautiful.
Knock on the door. And isn't it great how George is like, oh, come on, we were on a roll here.
What a little shit. Yes.
Did you write it down? Did you write how's it going down?
I got it.
Well, it's Elaine again. And this time, Vinny, as you mentioned, not happy.
Now she's upset.
Yeah, Jerry cost her $429 today because... So she got Sandra transferred to another office. She blabbed to Lippman about her long-distance calls to Europe.
What long-distance calls?
Yeah, this is like, whoa, where is this coming from? She made a friend over there. I guess while she was dating Dr. Resnick while they were traveling.
Reston.
What'd I say, Resnick?
Resnick. What are you taking? Yeah, this is really weird. So she goes to Europe with her nut psychiatrist, Dr. Reston. They have this relationship. She meets a friend over there, and she's been making these long-distance phone calls on Pendant's dime, and Lippman found out. So now she owes the company money. We don't know if the person she's keeping in contact with is it a man or a woman, but I had this thought. She does bring a gentleman caller from the UK over in season 6 in The Soup.
You're right.
Simon, who ends up being the bounder. He's a real bounder. Just visiting, mate. So I thought it could have been him, but that's 2 seasons from now. So would they have kept in contact over the span of 2 years, conceivably?
Yeah,
it's a reach, I think, but it connects.
It connects more than anything else because I'm trying to think of other Europeans, like not only she dates, but is affiliated with. What about vegetable lasagna?
My name is Magnus. It's something to think about.
It's a way for us, like Uber fans, 99% of you listening, to just sort of, connect the dots. That works. Mm-hmm. Because it does seem a little tacked onto the scene. Like, I was making calls to Europe that won't get paid off in a couple of episodes. It's like, you can make a reach in season 6. Anywho, here we go. We're on that final lap here to just one of the best jokes, best endings of all time. Jerry,
also,
go ahead.
Sorry, before you go, but it's just, but it's funny how Jerry, because he still feels responsible and doesn't want Elaine to find out about this infamous remark, he's like, I'll pay for it. No, I got her fired.
Right.
He's like, I want to, and then Elaine, she's like onto it, and she so quickly agrees. Okay, and they share this look because like it was all, Elaine wants that money from Jerry. She wants Jerry to cover it. So it's just a funny little, very quick shift by Elaine.
And that delivery of all right, you can almost see like a smirk, or as you mentioned it, kind of that mutual understanding. Like,
give me money.
Yes, give me money. But we do need to set up here that Jerry wants to know if Sandra said anything during this whole incident with, moving to another office and blabbing to Lippman. And Elaine's like, what are you talking about? She just left, didn't say a word.
Beautiful.
Right.
What's beautiful?
As Jerry is writing the check for Elaine, they smell smoke and open the door to find Kramer with the Cubans. They're real Cubans. All ready to play some golf up in Westchester, and they all look incredible.
Oh, dressed to the nines. Yeah. That's the nice thing about golf is the attire.
Oh, well, okay, as I've mentioned before, not a fan of golf, watching or playing. However, does anyone wear these outfits on the course?
I think when you get to the higher end courses, they'll dress up, but where I play, no. I play with I play at the courses with the big brown patches.
Yes.
And the
don't rake the sand traps.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. This is when Kramer introduces them all as Luis, Jorge, and Umberto. And most important thing to note is that Luis has on Kramer's jacket, the polyester jacket.
And as Jerry points this out, hey, isn't that your... Kramer's like, oh, okay, we got to be going. Like, how come Kramer doesn't want to kind of shine a light on that?
Maybe like he doesn't want to expose the fact that there was an illegal transaction of sorts.
I guess.
But it's kind of sad because I've never tracked the jacket before as a Seinfeld fan, and this is the end of the jacket.
Aw,
what we set up in season 3 at some point, it's finally come to an end, Vinny.
Oh, that is sad.
Before we shift off here, though, we get that little joke of George reading The Falconer by John Cheever.
Yeah. Oh, John Cheever. You ever read any of his stuff?
I'm familiar with some of his writing.
Excellent.
Great line. But
And George looks up with a smirk on his face, like, oh, smart ass.
a lot of subtext here. I like that. And here we go, guys. In my opinion, the best ending of all time. Vinny, would you agree?
Yep. Mark me down.
All right, look, we got to get back to work. We just had a big breakthrough here.
Okay, I'll leave you two alone.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go visit my mother. She just bought me some new panties, and they're all laid out for me.
I don't know how well it works just out of context like this. I feel like you need the whole scene, that whole tension, build up, that tease. Yeah, I have yet to think of an ending that rivals this. I'll put it to our listeners, if you can think of an ending that's better than this, again, an ending meaning something that takes you to those final credits. It's
either a freeze frame or the credits pop up. I get chills when she kind of hunches down and you hear roars or gasps. You hear gasps from the crowd.
I'll do you one better, man. My eyes, I teared up a little bit because I was so happy.
Matt, please.
Is that too much?
No, you did?
I
Wow.
didn't cry, but it produced liquid in my eyes.
Salty discharge.
Yeah, salty discharge. Because I was so... How can an episode, a moment that is 23 years old, that's on your TV, you're not even there, you've seen it a million times, make you feel that way? It's beautiful.
Unconditional love for this show.
God almighty. Can I say something to you, Vinny?
Yeah.
And I mean this with an unblemished record of staunch heterosexuality. It's fabulous.
This whole talking during sex business, I mean, what are we doing here? The question is, does the talking really improve the sex, or is the sex act now just there to spice up the conversation? Of course, eventually I'm sure people will get tired of, too lazy even for phone sex, they'll start having phone machine sex, you know. I mean, yeah, I want you really bad, just leave it on the tape. Then I guess the phone company will come out with sex waiting, that'll be the new thing. Yeah, hold on, honey. I got another call. Oh, hiya, baby. 1 second. Honey, I've got to take this. Yeah, I've got sex waiting on the other line. I got to take this.
Pretty good.
Yeah. This is a very appropriate, kind of joke. It doesn't knock it out of the park, but it's almost like you're taken to that climax, sort of. With
Too soon?
With that last line, and now this nice... gradual ride.
This is the cigarette afterward, right?
Yes.
Okay. This stand-up could have been used in the Stall episode when they were talking about the phone sex.
Oh yeah, you're right. What about the driver?
What's his name? Andre. Hey Andre, get the hell off the phone.
Well, should we move on to ratings?
Yes.
So, what do you think?
I love this episode, and I think it's a weird episode for me to say, it's just as good as the Chinese restaurant or The Boyfriend, because I don't hear it brought up a lot. I don't hear a lot of people say, "Hey, the Cheever Letters."
Episode? The Cheever Letters. Nobody says that.
No one. And last week, we're dealing with a lot of pairs this season. We've got the trip, we've got the pitch, the ticket, the wallet, the watch. Now we have, I feel like, the Bubble Boy, the Cheever Letters. Those go really well together.
Yeah. And this could have been just a season full of hour-long episodes. Could have been 12 episodes, hour-long.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, we're out.
Again, we'll get it with the Virgin, the contest. They all pair up. But I feel like this arc, the cabin and the burning during urination, this one gets overshadowed by the Bubble Boy.
Yeah, because I think the Bubble Boy's character is so iconic, as we said last week, that it overshadows, like you said. And I love the Bubble Boy, I think, more than some of our listeners actually felt. That they didn't think it was as strong an episode, and they might wager that Cheever Letters is stronger.
And I would, actually.
You will, yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what I said last week about the Bubble Boy. I don't hate it or, dislike it like a lot of our listeners apparently do, but
you don't see the hoopla that comes with the Bubble Boy.
I don't. And in fact, I think the Cheever Letters is the best episode we've gotten all season. and I love the pitch and the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned earlier, chills, tear, like not crying tears, but like
down
water.
the side of your face. Yeah,
heaving,
breathing breaths.
Yes. Do you feel the same way? Like, is this as good?
Yes. Again, going into this, I was like, oh, we're watching the Cheever Letters. That's a good episode. But watching it, I was like, damn. There were 3 classic scenes that I counted. Great storylines. The Rosses is what made the episode for me, is seeing them and all the things happen with their family. That's what sold it, I thought.
Yeah.
And the perfect cherry on top to cap it. But what were you going to say?
Oh, some jokes, didn't work for me. And it's weird because when I'm hypercritical of an episode, I like take it down a little bit because I'm like, oh, well, this character wasn't in it enough, or these jokes didn't work for me. There are definitely jokes that don't work for me. Like the whole comedians don't laugh, and people like Mr. Ross who don't laugh. Mm-hmm. Also, Kramer's storyline, for the most part, he
didn't have a lot to work with.
And yeah, sure, I don't think that's one of the better parts of the episode. Nonetheless, everything else is so good and so overshadowed by some of the series' louder, crazier moments. It's kind of hard to show the whole, panties, they're all laid out for me. It's kind of hard to show that in a clip show. It needs context. You need the entire episode to build up to that moment. Mm-hmm. And if you can experience the 22 minutes, that moment, I think, is one of, like, this is a bold statement, like one of the top 10 greatest moments on the show.
Top 5 even, I'd reckon.
Wow. Hey, man, we got 180 episodes to get through.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, I'm like top 10.
Mm-hmm.
No, not top 5. But I see where you're coming from, though, right? Like, you love that just as much as I do.
Oh, yeah.
But anything not work for you in this episode?
The Elaine and Kramer storylines were a little bit weak, but they had to be because you had all these side characters with the Rosses, and that was the highlight of this episode.
Yeah,
the Cheever Letters.
The Cheever Letters, right? So, all right, what's it going to be?
You hear that? What's it going to be? I gave the Bubble Boy a 10, but now that we're lumping these episodes together,
yeah,
I kind of want to give this one a 10 too.
Go for it. It goes to 11. So what's that going to be? 10?
10 wiped wheels out of 10. Just a matter of common courtesy.
You took my rating.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I was going to do filthy wheelchair wheels.
Oh, I thought, okay, I'll change.
No, keep it. I'll come up with something here. I love this episode as well, and I'm in such a good mood. And
ooh, I think it's coming. Wait for it. Here it comes.
I'm in such a good mood, and I don't think I'll regret this down the line. I'm going to stick with my guns here.
Do it.
I've only given out 110 before to the boyfriend. I'm giving this one 10 panties your mother laid out for you out of 10. I have to ask you, Vinny, where do you place this? I assume it's gold across the board.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd agree too. Yeah, this episode just took me totally off guard, I think, and I'm almost sort of like not ashamed, but disappointed at not really realizing how brilliant it is. Prior, but yeah, absolutely one of the best.
I feel like this is like a Beatles album, like Abbey Road, where every cut is so good. This disc has the best collection of 5 episodes on this disc. Mm-hmm. We're like in the the meat of it.
Yeah, man, that disc 2 of season 4 of Seinfeld is just brilliant. This might be the most unexpected episode that we would be in complete agreement on and give it such a high rating.
Yeah. I guess that's going to do it for us here at Seincast this week. Send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page. Go ahead and like us. We have a Twitter page at Seincast. We have an Instagram. We have a Pinterest. We have a Tumblr.
And we're also on iTunes. If you could check us out and please leave us a rating and review, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks to all those who have done it so far. It means a lot. Vinny, next week, what episode do we got?
We're discussing the 9th episode of season 4, The Opera.
And bad news, I don't think I'm going to be here next week.
You got to be here next week. You're the nucleus. You're the straw that stirs the drink. You're the Mayana.
All right, I guess I'll be here if I'm the Mayana. But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
We're the Mayanas. Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. The official Seinfeld site can be found at sonypictures.com/TV/Seinfeld. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
I can't believe you said that!
What?
How could you say something like that to me?
What? You were the one who was talking dirty. I was just trying to keep up.
That was a weird thing to say.
Why? It didn't mean anything. I was just trying to join in so you wouldn't feel embarrassed.
Oh, I think you're really sick.
I'm not sick. You said much sicker things than me.